Let me show you something that should really scare you. If you left your career a decade ago and had $1 million in your account, today, the same millions of people buy about 750,000 items they have bought before. You don't have a dollar change on your bill. You left the number. But when you watch the news, about a quarter of retirement slips away. That is what no one on Wall Street once printed on a brochure. As of April 2026, inflation had just rebounded to 3.8%. The Bureau of Labor Statistics confirmed that this was the highest reading since 2023. No matter what retirement plan you set up last year, it will become more expensive. No one asks your permission first. In this video, I'll introduce you to something you absolutely must do after retirement. Without it, the size of your nest egg no longer matters. Let's get started. Fast context is preferred because it is more important than most people realize. A record 4.2 million Americans will turn 65 this year. The Minneapolis Fed has begun calling it Peak 65, the largest wave of new retirees in American history. Most of them retire with a 30-year-old mentality. Here are the patterns they see. Save a lot of money, retire, withdraw 4% a year, and live happily ever after. That doesn't seem to be the case at all. According to the Federal Reserve's latest Consumer Finance Survey, the average American family pension is $334,000. That sounds reasonable until you see a median of just $87,000. Middle-class families that actually represent most Americans. It hit the finish line for less than $90,000. The Federal Reserve's own 2024 Family Happiness Report later found that only 35% of non-retirees believed their savings plans were actually on track. In other words, most people don't save enough, are too optimistic. Enter a financial environment that punishes both. This is the turning point I really want you to hear. Even those who save well are in trouble because they missed one thing in the whole video. Bill Bengen, who really invented the 4% rule. As early as October 1994, he published his original study in the Journal of Financial Planning. Last year, he sat down with Morningstar and said something worth writing down. Inflation, he said, is retirees' biggest enemy. Not the stock market, not the recession, not even healthcare costs, but inflation itself. The logic behind this is brutal. When you work, inflation is just a concern. Because groceries go up and gasoline goes up, you complain. Eventually, your salary will rise because your boss has to give you a raise or watch you walk out of the house. Retirement eliminated that safety net altogether. No one supports retirees. Technically, Social Security provides cost of living adjustments. But ask those who have lived through 2022 what happened. 22.3 Coke yield, 8.7%. A new high in more than 40 years. Most retirees told pollsters that it did not even cover what categories they actually spent more on, because the official CPI does not value healthcare and housing as much as 70-year-olds do. Fold this on top. According to a June 2025 survey by the National Retirement Institute, 63% of retirees now worry that tariffs will drive inflation at a rate that Social Security cannot keep up. 2/3 already feel it in their shopping carts. The math behind all this quickly turned ugly. At a moderate inflation rate of 3%, the purchasing power of a dollar has been reduced by about half in 24 years. That matches the actual duration of modern retirement. The SSA actuarial table shows that 65-year-olds have a chance to live to 87. A man aged 65 to 84, about a third of retirees will now live to be over 90. Retirement of 25 to 30 years is now the baseline assumption. Ignoring inflation doesn't just shrink your money during this time. It will roughly cut it in half while you're still alive, with the lights on. So, what is one thing? It is not stock selection, not gold, not encryption. Sorry to tell anyone who clicked for the stock code. One thing. Even after retirement, you have to invest a meaningful part of your portfolio in growth assets. You have to lower inflation with a strategy aimed at fighting inflation, not just surviving a market crash. Most retirees do the opposite. They scored 65, panicked. They put everything into bonds, CDs, and cash. They exhale because money finally feels safe. What no one tells them is that they just guarantee that they will suffer annual inflation losses in the future. That is what Ben has been shouting for 30 years. His initial portfolio assumed 60% stocks and 40% bonds, not the other way around. 60% of the shares are retired. In October 2025, Mr. Bengen published a new book, A Wealthy Retirement. After looking at a century of data, he actually increased his safe withdrawal rate from 4% to 4.7%. The conclusion is that most retirees are underspending, not overspending, because their portfolios are too conservative. But the problem is, this 4.7 number holds only if you really continue to invest in real estate. Put money in a savings account, inflation 3.8, income 4%. Your net income is basically zero. When inflation soars again, as it did in April, you're in trouble. The first step is simple. Don't hoard bonds, don't hoard cash, and keep stocks mixed. The second step is where smart currency actually exists, called bucket strategy. To borrow from Morningstar's Christine Benz and the planner Harold Evensky, here is how it is broken down. Bucket 1 holds pure cash for 1 to 2 years. Boring and safe. What did you learn when the market crashed and you needed to eat? Bucket 2 covers high, quality bonds and conservative income investments in the next 3 to 10 years. The third bucket is everything, sitting in stocks. Its goal is to grow over the next decade and beyond, while quietly replenishing as it consumes the first 2 barrels of oil. This structure works because it addresses one of the biggest hidden killers of retirement. Now, it is worth discussing for yourself. Hidden killers have a name, a set of rewards and risks. Charles Schwab defines it as the order and timing of bad investment returns, which has a huge impact on how long your retirement savings last. Simply put, 2 retirees who earn the same average income over 30 years may end up in completely different financial situations. One is comfortable, the other bankrupt, based purely on the timing of bad years. The mechanism is brutal. If you enter a bear market in the first 5 years of retirement, when prices fall, you sell stocks to finance your lifestyle. You lock in losses that your portfolio will never fully recover. Strong returns over the next 25 years may not save you, because the damage is already permanent. It is this trap that makes the timing of retirement so brutal. Mr. Bengen's own research found something surprising. That is to say, the worst retirees in American history are not those who left in 1929 before the Great Depression. The worst result was retirees who left between 1966 and 1968, just before stagflation erupted in the 1970s. Inflation has been accompanied by a decade of flat markets, and their portfolios have never recovered. The setup should sound familiar and disturbing. As inflation slowly picks up, the valuation is at the upper limit of the historical range. A record generation of new retirees is leaving the country. The barrel strategy eliminates that risk. When the market falls, you spend money out of the barrel, cash piles up. You hold stocks long enough to recover. That was broken before the death spiral began. That is the number nobody mentioned at the cocktail party. The Morningstar Center for Retirement and Policy Studies modeled this and concluded that about 45% of Americans who retire at age 65 expect to run out of money before they die. Almost half. In Gen X, 47%, compared with 44% for millennials. This is not spreading fear on YouTube. That is the prediction of one of the industry's most respected research departments. Now, even if you have set an investment target, you still have 2 grenades in your retirement plan. Grenades are the first choice in healthcare. Fidelity just released its 24th annual retiree healthcare cost estimate. Another 65-year-old retired this year. Alone, not a couple. It is expected to spend $172,500 on healthcare during retirement, after tax plus Medicare. 1 in 5 Americans, according to the same Fidelity report. No one tried to estimate that. They thought Medicare covered it, but it didn't. Most long-term care is not covered by Medicare at all. Except for basic dentistry, there is no Medicare. Hearing aids are generally not covered by Medicare. Premiums for Part B and Medigap are climbing every year, often faster than broader inflation. Grenades and taxes. If your deposit is a traditional 4.0 negative 1K or a traditional IRA, the IRS is your silent business partner waiting for them to cut interest rates. Due to the Security 2 2.0 law signed in December 2022. Your minimum allocation now starts at 73. That threshold climbed again to 75 in 233. The delay sounds like a gift. Not necessarily, because every year you push back to RMD, the scale of the final exit will become larger. Larger withdrawals could push you to a higher tax bracket. Increase health insurance premiums through Mama, tax up to 85% of Social Security checks. That is why smarter retirees will transform Roth in the coming years. The window between retirement and the start of RMDs, when incomes were artificially depressed. Pay taxes now at low rates and never again on those dollars. Roth IRA won't carry RMDs for the rest of your life. Needless to say, the least used steps in a retirement plan are another topic. This one is fast because most of the work is done mathematically. For people born in 1960 or later, the full retirement age is 67. Applying for Social Security at 62 will reduce your benefits by about 30%. Inflation adjusted life. By age 70, the same benefits will be about 24% higher than the full retirement age. Also, for life, if you apply at age 62, the monthly benefit of $1,000 at age 67 will be reduced to about $700. Or, if you are 70, climb around $1,240. It comes directly from the NSA's own website and uses its own math. That is the key. For healthy people planning to live to 80 or 90, delaying Social Security is essentially the best inflation-protected annuity money can buy anywhere, because no insurance company on earth can match the services provided by the federal government. That is to say, the 2025 trustee report predicts that the Social Security Trust Fund will lose money in 2023. It is only 7 years away. Congress has not acted since. Benefits would automatically face cuts of about 19 to 23%. Add that risk to your plans, and don't assume that checks will never change. That is where all this is left for us. You can do everything right. Save 40 years. Call on time. Retired exactly as planned but went bankrupt. He was 82. Not because you're careless, but because of inflation, sequence risk, healthcare, taxes. Claim that the timing is bad for you when you're not paying attention. One of the things you have to do when you retire is the focus of this video. It is to maintain enthusiasm for inflation. Put growth assets into portfolios and withdrawal buckets. Convert to Roth every other year. Delay Social Security if health permits, with health insurance as a secondary mortgage, because that is what it does. $1 million is not the finish line. It was the beginning of a 30-year battle in which opponents had not slept or rested for a year. If one works, click the like button, click subscribe. Leave a message telling me what retirement assumptions have changed your mind in the past 12 months. Because I read every comment I received. See you next time.